How much has the mood lifted with the W?
Well,
I mean, you need results, right?
yeah, for sure. I mean, there was a good feel in the room after. It's certainly nice to see the smiles, and even though we've talked about, us playing well, yeah, the results is key, obviously, especially this time of year and where we are. It's nice to get points, and we were fortunate to get a couple the other night.
It really becomes a sprint once you start playing Friday. I think it's 12 games and 21 days to finish off. And then you have a 3-day gap here. I know optional today, but how do you kind of manage the time to make, mentally and physically to make sure you're where you need to be?
Well, that's exactly what we're doing today and tomorrow, and just or yesterday and today, I guess. More importantly, is resting. And again, not only physically, because as you said, we basically play every second day with three. We have 3 back-to-backs in this stretch. So we're very aware of what's coming. But having said that, we can't look too far ahead. We've obviously got to go, prepare obviously for the game here against Vancouver, and then we'll move forward after that.
What adjustments do you feel like your team has to make for the back-to-backs? It's obviously part of the playoff race. Hasn't one of the areas that your team has not been successful in? What are you guys seeing in those?
Well, just to simplify in those games and not shoot ourselves early, not get down early, not have to chase the game. And when we've had success or had chances to have success in games like that, we've stayed in games. We've hung around, especially if it's on the road, obviously. But having said that, we didn't like our start the other night, and our starts have been, good as of late. But we turned too many pucks over early. The shot totals were very lopsided through obviously the first period and the second period, the third period. Was real good for us, but we have to start properly, and that doesn't mean scoring goals. It just means playing right and playing simple and not turning pucks over to allow teams to not only score or get up on us, but get momentum in those hockey games. So moving forward, that's something that we'll stress obviously every night.
Going kind of hand in hand with that, you can't control always when you score goals, but to score the first one is always huge. What kind of a challenge is it when you're down 1-0 every game?
Yeah, well, that's the challenge, right? Is that you want to score first because we play well when we score first, but you don't really want to open it up. So it's like, but in order for us to score goals, it has to be, they have to be scored how we score goals and not try to get out of our style of play or system and all that kind of stuff to push for the offense. And we feel if we do that, when, again, we've had wins and success, we've done that and allowed that to translate into our offense.
With Luke Cunningham, he's been here a little while. I know he hasn't scored any goals yet or anything like that, but have you noticed an uptick maybe in his play since he's been here, just kind of fitting into what you guys do and what you want him to do?
No, I think I know he does the same thing every night, right? He finishes all his checks. He's been real good on the penalty kill. He's been, tenacious on the forecheck. He's engaged every night, and that's who he is. That's who we knew we were getting, and that's what he's provided us with. And that line in particular has been real good for a while now. Even they're not scoring, it's a line that gives us energy, gives us momentum through their hard work, and we're going to need that obviously down the stretch.
Going back to Monday night for a minute, the 3-3 goal really stood out just because it was Marchenko on the point, it was Dante Fabro at the net. Mm-hmm. How important of an aspect is it for your forwards to cover, like when Werenski goes up, when Fabro goes to the net, for the success for your team?
Yeah, it's a good point because that's something we emphasized a few games ago, is that we showed some clips of our D being down around the net and then getting out of there, and then the puck's delivered there, and now we've got basically 4 people at the top as opposed to having, at least two inside, it doesn't matter. So it's a good point. If the D's down, we want him to stay down, and if he's at net front and he's screening the goalie, then screen the goalie. It's his teammates' job, responsibility to back him up.
Any update on Cole Sillinger or Jay Christiansen at all? Are they options for you this week at all?
Yes, both are options for when do we play? Friday?
Friday.
Yeah, Friday.
So they're cleared. They're cleared.
They're cleared.
Don't have nearly as many injured guys to ask you about anymore.
How about,
Probably a good thing.
how about zero?
Sounds like you're close.
Good goal.
That creates quite a puzzle for you to figure out, you and the coaching staff to figure out who's going to play, where they're
Yeah.
going to play, things like that. I'm sure that it's a good kind of puzzle. You want everyone available, but that's a lot of bodies that are available to you.
Yeah, we actually just went through it a couple hours ago. Yeah, it's great, but it is challenging to try to figure out the balance of who plays well together, but also there's an element of the room, the chemistry, all that kind of stuff. But I'll tell you this, it's nice for us that we feel very comfortable that whatever decisions we make, the team's just going to go play. We haven't had a group here that's disrupted when they've sat out or not played and what have you. And I think it's a credit to our leadership group that they are the ones that are driving that into our team and leading in that department. And obviously our communication with individuals in the team is open and first and foremost.
You guys signed a player out of college yesterday.
I just heard that.
He's coming here. Does
Is
he?
he?
Does he practice with you guys?
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah, I was just informed today. Obviously we've seen it, but I just talked to Don. Don and Clarkie were both down this morning, and Nasha wasn't in here, but Nasha was influential with the obviously the signing, and so yeah, he'll practice, and we'll see obviously through practice, and we'll see if he plays or doesn't play. That's nothing has been dictated to us that he has to or that he doesn't have to, but he'll be part of our team here and practicing, and then we'll go from there.
So he plays based on merit.
Yeah, same as everybody. I've been involved in a few different organizations, and some teams conduct themselves differently. Have a guy come in and said he has been promised a game or what have you, and but I know that the way that Don works, and certainly the way that we work down here as a coaching staff, is it is an earned situation, and if a player earns the right to be in our lineup, then he will be.
You must appreciate that, eh? Not this guy's got to play 3 games, fit him in. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think many teams would do it in this situation.
Yeah,
Where you're in it,
yeah,
but
yeah. Some
Maybe.
teams do.
maybe.
Some teams do. Yeah, and it's difficult to get put into a spot like that because you're trying to create that atmosphere in the dressing room that it is earned, and if you earn the right to play, then you get an opportunity to play, and then to have something like that happen and then get dictated that this guy has to play or that guy. The one thing that Don and his group do is they same as I've talked to you guys before, like at the deadline and what have you. I don't go up, and the coaches don't go up and say, we need this guy, we need that guy, we need this guy. It's their job, and Don and his guys allow us to do our job down here. We communicate 100% on everything, but there's no micromanaging, from either side.
I think we've asked you just about every question about Fantilli and how precocious he's been, how far ahead of the curve for a young player. But that's a huge goal, the 2-1 goal early in the second last night. And then, of course, there's 2 nights ago, and the shootout goal. Are there some guys that just have big moment performances in them? And do you see early signs of that?
I think that's fair. I think he is that type of a player. And again, we've talked at length about his commitment to play the right way. You know, has he had some learning curves all year and some situations where, you know, we've had to, you know, sit him down and watch video and all of that good stuff. But the best part is he's committed to not only scoring goals, which, you know, as you said, I think he does and is going to be that guy, but you have to keep it out of the net too, in order to be out in those situations to score goals. If you forget about the defensive end, you're not going to play, and then you're not going to have that opportunity to score because of it. So his commitment level, you know, to play the game the right way has been fantastic all year, and allows him to be out there. But that goal in particular was a huge goal for us. Like, it really, standing on the bench and the feel of the group. After that went in, it was like, whew, okay, we're all right. We're all right. And then we catch a break with Boone's shot, right? I mean, that's,
Right.
you know, rattles around, and then we think we catch a bad break with their goal, and then we catch another good break. So, yeah, you know, it goes around, comes around, I think, and I know. And, you know, fortunately it came around the right way last game.